The concept of the ScratchPad is a little different than Poet in that we don't directly add an item to the order. What we do is we add items to a sort of temporary holdings place, which we call a ScratchPad, and we work the order up by items there. And then when we've got it the way we want it, we then add it to the order, at which point all of the pricing calculations gets done. That just allows things to be added much more quickly. So there are a couple of ways to get to the ScratchPad. The first is when you create a new order, um, the initial place you're going to land is on the ScratchPad, where you can immediately begin adding items. You may also get to a ScratchPad directly from the order log by just clicking on this button right here, and that will jump you to that order's ScratchPad. If you are within an order on the detail view, you can access the ScratchPad with this button right here. So I'm going to start a new order, and let's say test SP for ScratchPad. Create that order, and you see the first thing that's going to happen is it's going to build the bid list for Crosspoint Daycare and drop me right into the ScratchPad. So let's take a look at the components, the general sections of the ScratchPad. Up at the top, you've got your search box and the quantity box. We'll go into detail on that in a different video. Here again, same as everywhere else, Control 1 will hide and show your margins and costs. Then you've got the list of items to choose from, and down here at the bottom you have the information, the header information about the order you're currently working on. And then this area right here is essentially the ScratchPad. This is where you're going to take items off of this list and drop them temporarily onto this list down here in preparation for adding them to the order. And finally, the bottom ribbon down here is just ways to separate or cull down the entire list of all items that are available for sale. You can see if I click on all items, I'm looking at the entire Wood Furniture catalog, 7,560 items. I can look at items that are currently on this order, which at the moment is none because it's a brand new order. I can look at items that were on my last order. I can look at my order history, my bid list, and all of these filters by paragraph, spiffs, cross-stock items, order guides, etc. We'll go into this functionality in this filter section in another video as well. For now, let's go over to all items, and I'll just show you very quickly. I'm just going to add something here so you can see it working. I add a couple of items by pushing the plus buttons, and they get added to this temporary holding space. Now, if I'm done, and that's all I want to do for items, then I can click Add to Order, and those items will get added to the existing order. But I can also go back and work on a different order. And I just want to show you that I'm going to just start a new one here for this company, Angelo's, and PJJ, let's say ScratchPad 2. Create that order. And when we go into that bid list, we're going to drop into the ScratchPad for that customer, Angelo's bid list. And you see that there's a fresh ScratchPad here. The items that we just ordered are for that other order. Okay, so I can start a different ScratchPad here, and when I'm done with that and I want to add it to the order, I click Add to Order, and these items get calculated, the prices get calculated and dropped onto that order. And now at this point, I can adjust prices and margins. But you notice that little box that popped up a second ago that said ScratchPad had saved. If I go back over to my order log, and you remember I was also working on this test SP, this Crosspoint Daycare, if I go back into here, go to that ScratchPad, you'll see that the items that I was working on are still on that ScratchPad. So it does get preserved. You don't have to add them right away. You can be working on them and come back. So that's the general overview of how the ScratchPad works. We'll go into much more detail in further videos about all the different ways that you can add and search for items and the intricacies of the different buttons and columns that are available to you.